Yo! So it's Brian Hunkhan's Crabtree here. What's going on? I'm not going to be talking about anything like sex-related or relationship-related. More about your relationship with the fucking cosmos. So 3 nights ago, I'm lying in bed. I've got my little wristband on that tracks whether I'm sleeping. I fucking missed my goal. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm already paying my buddy in Singapore $10 for this. I'm just going to pull out my phone and see what's going on the news. Lo and behold, Elon Musk did an interview with Joe Rogan. And even if you don't follow who those people are that much, it hit the news because Elon Musk smoked a joint, which is basically what we're going to be talking about. That's the reason why we're all going to fucking die, is because the smartest guy in the world basically just said, oh, we're all just going to die from artificial intelligence. And the thing in the news is the joint. Like, we're all fucked. So quick primer, if you don't know who Elon Musk is, you might have heard of PayPal. You probably used to send money. Yeah, that's him. You might have heard of Tesla, the electric car company that makes the safest cars in the world, and they have the highest ratings on Consumer Reports. Yeah, that's his company. Oh, and he also, just started a rocket company and figured out how to make them do this. That's Elon Musk. And another distinction is Tim Ferriss has to specifically say, like, who are your role models? When he asks that question on his top 5 podcast, The Tim Ferriss Show, he has to say, oh, and you can't say Steve Jobs or Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, he says what? He says we're gonna... What? Artificial intelligence? What? Siri? Huh? I personally have been like woke about artificial intelligence for 4 years. And 3.5 years ago, I called into this radio program show with this philosopher named Stefan Molyneux to talk about artificial intelligence, to kind of like warn him that this was a thing. And he just sort of blew me off, and I basically stopped listening to him because I'm like, if you can't fucking wrap your head around this shit, you're stupid.
Human extinction or human immortality? Sounds crazy.
Human extinction? Wait, hang on. The tablet gets smarter and we vaporize? There's like human extinction from robots? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. You can listen to that if you want. That's Brian Crabtree before he was Hunkhan's, and it's not the greatest performance of mine. And one of the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing, right? I left the tech industry. I used to be like a project manager. One of the reasons that I'm doing sensual massage now, not just sensual massage, personality-based, influencer-type sensual massage, because motherfuckers, long after your job is being done by a computer, I will still be fingering bitches. Every single report you read about jobs that are on the line from being replaced by artificial intelligence, they always make the comment. They're like, oh, and here are the jobs that won't be replaced. And like massage therapist is way at the top. It's gonna be Zuck, me fingering Zuck's wife, and then the world ends. Huh? Say what? Say again, Mr. Pornographer. So let me play a clip for you of the Joe Rogan interview with Elon Musk. And tell me, does Elon Musk look happy and enthusiastic and optimistic? Or does he look a little fucking depressed and like, this is it?
So what happened with you where you decided, or you took on a more fatalistic attitude? Like, what was there any specific thing, or was it just the inevitability of our future?
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
This seems like a scene in a movie where the robots are going to fucking take over, and you're freaking me out.
And there's another article I read about a year ago where him and his team at OpenAI were watching a sneak peek of the AlphaGo documentary, and afterwards he was like, yeah, probably 10-15% chance of us not fucking this up. I mean, Elon Musk is smart. He's like, we're probably not gonna do any good, but I might as well try. If I can improve the chance of humanity not being turned into paper clips or whatever the fuck by 1% or 2% or 3% or 5 or 10%, like for him, that's huge, right? And he actually is smart, and he has resources, and he knows what the fuck he's doing, and he can actually make a dent on this problem. I cannot. You sitting there with your dick in your hand or a finger in your pussy right now, you cannot either. For normal people like you and I, artificial intelligence is like the weather. It is like a tornado that is coming right the fuck for you, and you cannot run fast enough in one way or the other. The tornado will come, the tornado will kill you. That's what this is all about. It's coming for you, you can't do shit, you're fucked. And what is it? It is an algorithm that has some sort of an optimization function that's out of alignment with your goals. Maybe it's to like make a lot of money on the stock market. So what it does is just creates its own little stock market, and it wipes out all the other stock markets and all the possibility of other stock markets by killing everybody, and then just has a little toy stock market. It's like, I made the most money on the fucking toy stock market, and the world is just, gone. Then the classic example, of course, is the Paperclip Maximizer. That's an algorithm that's running a paperclip manufacturing plant, and you put it in charge of the plant. And you say, please make me a lot of paperclips, Mr. Algorithm. And you come back the next day, and it has upgraded its intelligence because that helps it do things better, faster. So much so that it's like 1 billion times smarter than everybody in the world combined, and it is in the middle of its plans to turn everything, every single atom, into an arrangement that looks like a little paperclip. And you cannot stop it because it is basically a god that wants to turn you and everything in the universe into paperclips. There is no Control-Z. You fucked. Like, talking about AI, one of the things that comes to mind was a date I went on in Manila with a data scientist girl who's really smart, and we got to talking about like her friends and stuff. And she was like, I don't really have as many close friends as I used to. And I was like, oh, why? Are you an asshole? And she's like, no, artificial intelligence, like every time I talk to my friends about it, they just don't know what I'm talking about, and I just think they're stupid. I was like, my dick just got hard. By the way, she also had an IUD and insisted on using condoms because she's fucking smart. And it's been kind of similar for me, where like I talk to somebody about artificial intelligence, I lay out the basic argument. If they don't get it, I'm just like, kind of stupid, bro. The logic and the assumptions behind artificial intelligence being an existential risk, as in something that could actually wipe out all of humanity forever, as opposed to, like Ebola or some disease that like kills off 99% of people, and that 1% they come back. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's not an existential risk, right? A supervolcano that erupts and everybody dies forever, that's an existential risk. A very, very good bioengineered virus or something like that kills everybody because maybe it's hitting the same weakness from 3 different points, and there's nobody who has immunity to all 3 of those things, like a fucking good bioweapon, that could be an existential risk. There's not a lot of existential risk. Like, climate change is not a fucking existential risk. So the logic is not that hard. Artificial intelligence could kill us once and for all and forever. But to reach that conclusion, you have to accept some things that are just like laugh-offable. You have to be able to follow the logic wherever it goes, even if your emotions are like, this is ridiculous. And I think it requires some intellectual honesty or just some respect for logic, that if I don't see that in somebody, I lose some respect for them. So if you want to learn more about this, there are 3 resources from beginner to more intermediate to more advanced that I would recommend you check out. The first is Sam Harris's talk called Can We Build AI Without Losing Control of It? Excellent talk, super easy, super accessible, great if you are new to these concepts. The second one, much longer, is the Wait But Why 2-part article called The Artificial Intelligence Revolution Part 1 and 2, and this is like fucking good. This is really good shit. Tim Urban, who writes Wait But Why, like really digs into artificial intelligence, and he uses like funny graphics and like funny little stick figures and stuff. It's hilarious, but it's also like very like, oh shit, this is real. And those are both very long posts, but this is how it ends. Don't you want to know how the world ends? And the third, more advanced talk, and if you're like an AI researcher, you're like, oh, this is not fucking, like, you're right. Okay, this is not technical. But Eliezer Yudkowsky's interview with Sam Harris on the Waking Up podcast, it's called AI Racing to the Brink. It's excellent. It will make you very depressed. It is not an uplifting fucking talk, but it's a really good primer on why artificial intelligence control is so hard, and like it's probably not going to be fixed by the time that it gets out there. Like, we're fucked. But I think one of the things is that Elon Musk doesn't do a lot of like longer form interviews, and seeing him and listening to him talk to Joe Rogan, who also is like really on about artificial intelligence, hearing the defeat in the voice of the intellectual Superman of the planet when it comes to this issue facing us, this barrel pointing at humanity. Superman has looked at the barrel and he said, I got nothing. And in a way, that's a good thing, because for me, that puts a nice ribbon on this entire AI thing. It's like, that's it, we're fucked. Because isn't it better to just know that you're fucked instead of scrambling to try to save yourself? If you're on a boat that's gonna sink and there's no way you can get out, would you rather claw off your fingernails into bloody stumps, like trying to get out? Or would you rather just enjoy the last few breaths that you have on this sinking ship and be like, well, I'm gonna think about the things in my life that were great, and then I'm gonna die. So that's where I am on AI. And the thing is, how did you think it was gonna end? Like, you were gonna die, you were gonna get cancer, you were gonna have a heart attack, you were gonna get hit by a bus. That's still gonna happen, you're still gonna die. It's just that everyone's gonna die at the same time from an artificial intelligence. You probably have less time than you think. I'm 34. I would have guessed I might have lived to like 90 without a lot of huge advancements in science. With really huge advancements in science, I would have possibly expected to live forever, right? I mean, I think that's possible. Now, if artificial intelligence is gonna fuck me over 5 to 30, 40 years, 30 would, to me, 30 seems extremely high. Like, probably 20. I've read Nick Bostrom's survey of all the AI people. And I think like the 50% chance was like 40 years or something that we'd have human level intelligence. And those were the same people who predicted that Go would be 10 years away when it was like, 6 months away. I don't know, 20 years, maybe? Like, that's how long we got. 20 hops, skips, and jumps around the sun, and then it's over. There's no heaven. There's no hell. I mean, there's not. We're just gonna die. And one last AI story. A year ago, I was in Las Vegas at the Real Social Dynamics Summit, and there were a lot of instructors there who talk about pickup, right? They're like coaches on how do you find a girl, get her attracted to you, and fuck her and maybe make her your girlfriend or whatever the hell, right? But it's about attraction, how does attraction work, stuff like that. And the one instructor who has been increasing in popularity the most, he went from like a nobody to basically having more followers than everybody in a couple years, maybe 2 years. His name is RSD, Real Social Dynamics Max. He's kind of a geeky guy, he's very intense, but he's also very smart. And he was talking about some book recommendations, like the last couple books that he's read. And one of them was Homo Sapien Deuce. I'm getting the name wrong. All right. I knocked and Googled answered. It's Homo Deuce, Brief History of Tomorrow by the same guy who wrote the book called Sapiens. Neither of which I've read, but I'm sort of aware of the arguments in Homo Deuce. It's about transhumanism. So Max had actually made a comment that like, I'm gonna have a job long after all you motherfuckers. So I was trolling him during the Q&A and I was like, hey, you talked about Homo Deuce, Deuce Homo, whatever the fuck. And you said that you're gonna have a job after all of us. Why is that? And he went on this rant for like 10 minutes. He was talking about how artificial intelligence is gonna change the entire world. No one's prepared for it. No one knows what the fuck is up. And he starts talking about our chances of actually surviving. Like, are we gonna make it? He's like, no, probably not. It doesn't matter. All this personal development shit, you're all just gonna fucking die anyway. He kind of got a little sad at the end and the room kind of fell silent. And then somebody in the crowd said, just fuck bitches, bro. And everybody just like fucking cracked up. He's like, that's it. The world's gonna end. Just fuck bitches. And that's the last thought I want to leave you with. Artificial intelligence is real. The smartest guy on the planet just said we're fucked. And what do we have to do? We got 20 years to just fuck bitches, bro. Oh, and if you want to learn how to just fuck bitches, bro, go to 6stepsquirting.com, the number 6stepsquirting.com. It's a course that I made from all of my experience fingering girls, making them squirt, giving them really, really powerful orgasms, even if you don't have a huge dick, even if your dick isn't like as hard as you want it to be, even if your dick is like weird, if it's shaped like that, right? Got a dick like that, take my course. Figure out how to use your fingers. Because as this motherfucker's coming along to fuck up my audio, he's gonna fuck it up. You gotta smell the roses. There's always gonna be shit. You gotta smell the roses. It's all about rose time. I mean, we're fucked. Just enjoy the time you got left.